Cool. Well, I'm here with Jessica Elkan. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Ryan.
Jessica is the executive director at James Beard Public Market, and that is you just mentioned it to me before this, but steps away from Pioneer Courthouse Square.
Yes.
Which is amazing location. And you bought the building
January 17th, 2025. It will forever be ingrained in my brain. But we closed on the building. We announced in October that we had found a site. You know, this is a long-awaited vision in Portland, but we found a site, and the community responded. Within a couple of months, we raised over $3 million, and not only did we find a site, we secured it, and we're building owners securing a future public market in our city.
That's incredible. So great. But you and we met 20 years ago when you were at Raphael House, and then you worked at New Avenues for Youth. And so it's just awesome to be with another community leader, and you've been doing the work for a while, but now you're like, this is the project for Portland. Everyone's kind of looking to you, and I wanted to just start with not only gratitude, but huge congrats on 2 big wins in 6 days, $2 $500,000 gifts. I've been in the nonprofit world for a little while, and how do you land deals like that? That's incredible. One was Cambia or Regents?
Yeah, Regents, Blue Cross Blue Shield,
and the other was
Cambia Health
anonymous?
Foundation,
Okay.
and the other one was anonymous.
Okay. How does that happen?
No, I think the community is telling us they want this market, and the community is saying we want big visionary things right now in Portland. And so I really think that the project has resonated with a lot of people. It's more than just Portland. It's really highlighting Oregon's bounty. It's helping change the narrative on our city. And a lot of people have reference points from around the world on how public markets really impact communities. It's more than economic development. It's more than just placemaking. They really are symbolic of a healthy, thriving city.
Yeah. And
our public market happens to be in our central city, which in many ways needs that kind of revitalization, that restoration right now.
Yeah.
And our value proposition is good. So I think the donors in the community see this is happening, it's real, and they see that the return on investment for this community is there.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the bullseye of the Portland brand. I mean, we're makers, we're creators, and we're foodies. So the first thing that came to mind for me was something like Portland's version of Pike's Place Market, but just kind of maybe give us a visual of what this market will feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I think of this market, I think of a true public market, and that is the goal. Not a food hall, not a farmer's market. We have incredible farmer's markets. We want to be an additive. But what is a public market experience? And a public market truly is a place for commerce. It's community building. It's a place for entrepreneurial pathways. So how we're helping underserved communities, how we're helping people who usually don't have access to capital get into the entrepreneurial world. And oftentimes, people can't access that brick and mortar. So public markets have historically been places where people who can't access that capital but have a really great idea or a really great concept, they can open up shop, and they have the infrastructure support of a nonprofit that's helping. So it's more than just a place where you can buy your groceries, you can have a meal with friends, have a glass of wine, be able to do your daily grocery shopping. It's really a place for entrepreneurial pathways and small businesses to thrive. I often think of my parents were vendors at the Portland Saturday Market for over 30 years. That, of course, is a crafts market. We will not be a crafts market. But that was a non-traditional way for people to be able to sell their goods, what they make, and to be able to make a living. And wealth creation is such a big part of public markets. So you may come into the public market in summer of 2026, and
it's like a launching pad, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But you also have kind of emerging operators along with tried and true operators, because it's that combination that makes markets really successful. Is you can come in and you can have lunch with a friend, but pick up some fish and some cheese and a fresh loaf of bread and take home for dinner.
Yeah.
And so it's a place where you can do your grocery shopping. It's a place where you can buy fresh, local, seasonal food.
Yeah.
And be able to also connect and have lunch and be able to try new and interesting foods.
Awesome. So you open up in basically a year and a few months. You do all the tenant improvement stuff starting Labor Day-ish of this year.
We start construction around September of this year, correct?
Cool. So everyone will be on the lookout in the next video that I do with you in a year.
We'll be in the space.
Be in the space.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So to get to know about you personally, your top 3 favorite things to do in Portland or surrounding area.
Yeah. Well, number one, I love checking out great food. I love great food in Portland, fresh, local, seasonal. But I also love those makers who do that one thing really well. And I'm a big fan of Genju, and they just won the James Beard Award.
Okay.
And I go there every Saturday with my husband, and I just love, that kind of quality of people making something and doing it really, really well. And it's one of the reasons I like markets. In the summertime, I love doing little road trips. I love exploring our beautiful state. I grew up in Silverton.
Okay.
Silver Falls was my backyard growing up. But I love just exploring in the summertime, and then traveling. I love traveling. I was just in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago looking at some of the great public markets of the world. And I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this weekend at the National Public Markets Conference. And, Milwaukee has an incredible public market, just voted #1 in the country, with the Lake Michigan as its backdrop. For now. It's not a competition, but there is some competition.
It's okay to be competitive.
Yeah, exactly. I think Oregon and Portland were good at being #1 in a lot of things. And
Absolutely.
I do see that in our future,
I love it.
A world-class public market.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Jessica. And thanks for the work that you're doing to make this come alive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Cheers.